I'm glad you're here, man. I'm super glad you're here. We have such a crazy history that I feel like people don't know about. I feel like people really don't know about how everything started. And it really, I mean, things really started moving when we started working together.
That's true.
And people don't know that. I think they deserve to know the story. So I'm super glad you're here today. I'm going to have to make another toast to the history and to how far we've come over the last, how long have we known each other? 7 years now?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, cheers.
I'm going to drink to that before we get started. And I think it deserves one of these as well. Just let that play out. So, 7 years ago, 2012, I believe it was. So I moved to Arizona in 2012. I think we met in 2013, actually.
Yeah.
But we started talking. We knew that, we both lived in Arizona. We both wanted to be YouTubers, basically.
Yep.
I think we both started like messaging, and this is the crazy part, because YouTube was such a different place back then. We were messaging each other on YouTube.
Yeah.
It wasn't on Instagram. I didn't even have an Instagram. It wasn't on Facebook. Like
we didn't
the
have
YouTube inbox is how we were communicating. That's crazy.
Literally.
That's crazy.
The YouTube inbox.
I don't know who messaged who first, but
do people still do that now?
No
one uses YouTube
I haven't
inbox.
checked my YouTube inbox in probably 4 years.
I don't know how to do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know if that exists. I don't think it exists.
That's how we started talking.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I messaged you first or if you messaged me first. But to put things into perspective for the fans that are watching or listening right now, I moved out to Arizona in 2011 with Chris DeFalco, my man. And we, we're working on a YouTube channel together, which was BigDawsTv. And basically, after about 7-8 months of living in Arizona, Chris decided he wanted to go back to Kansas, which where we were originally from. I decided to stay, partially because I had just met my wife now, Kelly, and I was madly in love, as I still am. Shout out to Kelly. And she's pretty much what kept me here. So me and Chris used to film for each other, and as soon as he left, I was like, well, I have no one to film with. So I started filming by myself. I would put up a camera in grocery store shelves. I would set up a tripod in public and literally just stay in the frame. I dreamed of having someone that was down to grind and film with me. So we had been talking. I was like, oh, I know this guy lives in Arizona. I wonder if he'd be down for that. And at the time, so we had grown. And this is about a year after we had been messaging for probably a year. So this is now 2013. This is probably like August.
Mm-hmm.
And
something like that.
This is about exactly a year after I moved to Arizona. And I was like, yo, you down to grind, film for each other? I was living by myself. I had no friends at all. Like I had Kelly, who was my girlfriend, and Chris had moved back home. I didn't know anybody in Arizona. Even after a year of being there, I didn't have any friends.
Yeah, because you were just going to school.
I was just going to school.
So you were busy doing school, trying to film, setting up the camera.
Yeah.
That was so funny how you did that, dude.
And some of my most viral the first viral videos that I had, it was filmed by me.
I set
setting
it up on a
tripod
shelf.
in public
or
on a shelf in
yeah.
a grocery store. Yeah. So I hit you up and I was like, yo, you down to actually seriously film? And I still remember this. The first time we met up, I think we were sitting in my car outside your mom's apartment.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, are you down to actually work, be on time, travel to California, do all this stuff? You're like, I'm so down. And at the time, you had 5,000 subscribers, and I had 15,000 subscribers. I remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah, we were nothing. Bro.
Yeah, and
we had no subs really.
Nothing. And you're like, I'm down. So from there, we did it. We really did it, and it's just crazy looking back on it.
So crazy.
It is awesome, and we ended up you actually ended up moving into my apartment with me because your mom kicked you out because you went to California with me.
Yeah, she was not happy about that.
Your mom is awesome though. By the way,
she's so awesome.
I love your mom.
It was just so funny in that situation. She wanted me to be in the house to help out, and then you were like, "Hey, I want to go to California and go film some vids."
And you were like, "What? You want to go to California?" You were shocked.
It's so rare for me.
Yeah,
back then to
to just go.
Yeah, to be able to just go.
And you're like, "What do you mean you want to go to California?" I was like, "It's a 6-hour drive. Let's just go there and let's just film." You're like, "Yeah, I'm down." I was like, "Cool." And we went, and your mom got upset about that and kicked you out. And then next thing you know, you're sleeping on my futon for the next year. I had a 1-bedroom apartment and just slept in my futon for a year. One of the best years of my life, honestly.
Same.
That was a lot of fun.
I was literally I was on the futon, but it was so life changing though.
Yeah.
Being on a futon and me and you grinding every day.
Yeah.
It was just like
every day, just filming for each other. We'd take turns. So some days we would film half for me, half for you. Some days I'd film all day for you. The next day you would film all day for me. It was awesome.
It was just nonstop grind.
It was simpler times.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I just remember like all the YouTubers that we looked up to. We used to like look them up on Social Blade.
Yeah, I remember that.
Check their numbers. Be like, dude, this guy's making like $100 a day. If only we could do that, it would be crazy.
Dude, that's so funny because like literally I wanted to make $600 a month.
That was your goal.
Yeah, because that's how much I was making at Gap.
I forgot you worked at Gap.
I was working. I
forgot.
I was working part-time at Gap, and I was making $600 a month. So my goal is if I can make $600 on YouTube, then I can finally quit Gap.
You'd be rich.
I can quit Gap and pursue YouTube full time because I'm making the same amount.
And I was in a similar boat. I was going to college at Mesa Community College, and I mean, I was just going there really to make my dad happy. You know, we had a big like argument because in Kansas, like I didn't end up going. My plan was always to go to KU, Kansas University. Diehard KU fans in my family. And I ended up just like, I don't know, it was just like a weird time. I didn't really tour the campus. I applied late. So I just went to community college for a year and I just flunked out so hard. I think I took 4 classes in the fall and 4 classes in the spring. So 8 classes total, and I passed one of them with a C. I failed 7 out of 8. In Kansas.
College? Oh, at
community college in Kansas. Okay. So I did that for a year. And then after that, my friend Nemo lived out here. He was going to Arizona State, and he was like one of my very best friends from high school. He actually lived with me partway through high school. And he's like, yo, you should come out to Arizona, and there's this really cool like music school, CRAS, the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences. Because at the time I was really into making music. I wanted to be a rapper and make a record label and do all this stuff. So like, yeah, I want to do that. Chris was also making music with me, so our plan was to come out here and go to that school. Chris actually ended up going to that school. I didn't because like the tuition was $18,000 a year, and my parents weren't paying for it, so I couldn't afford it. My mom was like, if you save up $5,000, I will help put down a down payment and help you pay for the rest. I was like, Mom, I work at Circle K.
You're like, it ain't happening.
I had 5 months. I was like, there's no way I can make $5,000 over the summer. Yeah. I was like, there's not a chance.
Yeah.
So that dream died, but I ended up moving out here anyways with Chris. He went to that school. I went to the community college. And I actually did end up getting my associate's degree at MCC, but that's kind of the whole time during that is when me and you were grinding on the side. And the goal was to drop out of college and do YouTube full time.
Yeah, you were like, right after I get my associates, I'm out.
Yeah.
You're like, and then YouTube full time.
Yep. And I still remember the phone call with my dad. I was walking out of the parking lot, and this is like a month before I was going to graduate with my associates. And I call him. I'm like, hey, Dad. And this is actually, I took an acting class. This is on my way out of my acting class. That's where Ernie was born, actually, in an acting class at MCC. I created an Ernie character.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah. I don't think I ever told anyone that.
He was born in that acting class?
Yeah. So I was walking out of my acting class, and I was like, hey, Dad. Like, I called him up, and like, you know, my YouTube channel's going really well. I think this is right after my first viral video, eating junk food in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Which was my first one that went viral.
Such a classic.
And I remember when I thought of that idea, I was with you. We were walking down ASU campus at night, and I think I looked into one of the windows in one of the dorms where there was a gym, and someone was working out, and the idea just like popped in my head. I still remember that moment. I was like, that's a genius idea. This can go viral, and it did.
It did.
So I was, you know, making like a couple $1,000 a month after that. I thought I was a shit. I was like, I'm gonna call my dad up and tell him I'm not going to school no more.
Like, I'm out.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And because I knew with $3,000 a month, I'm like, I can pay my rent, I can buy my groceries, and I could probably do a California trip, you know, every month. Because my sister lived in California. We didn't have to pay for.
Yeah, no hotels.
Yeah. We just drove out there, paid for gas. We would sleep on her couch.
Yeah. She was very nice to to let us do that.
Yeah. She was nice, but she's also mean at the same time.
Yeah,
you were terrified of her.
My fucking noodles that I left in her sink.
What happened? She
got mad at me. I left some noodles in her sink.
That's great. That is great. No, I love my sister. She's awesome. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, back to the call. I was like, because my dad was thinking I was going to be transferring to ASU. That was my plan. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to be going to Arizona State anymore. I'm making $3,000 a month. I've made it. I've arrived. I'm doing YouTube full time. And, you know, he was really, really upset. And he was telling me not to do it. You know, he didn't think that it was a good idea. He didn't think it was a good long-term plan and that it wouldn't work out. And I was like, I'm still going to do it. And I did. And he supports me so much to this day. Like, he's one of my number one supporters. He really is. But he thought it was a bad idea. And I was like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. And we made it happen, dude.
We did.